Part 3, Heroes and Inhabitants. Hey, welcome back, and thanks for tuning in to UnMasked for our third and final part of our primer on the DC Comics universe. So far in this primer, we've already covered the makeup of the multiverse, along with the physical planes that these characters inhabit. But here we finally get to the fun stuff, and what will be the core of what we focus on throughout this series. The heroes and villains that inhabit this universe. Every other week we'll be bringing you new videos exploring the histories of these beloved characters. But before we get to that, we figured it would be a good idea to give you a general idea of just what these characters are capable of, and how they came to have these amazing and at times terrifying powers. So, let's get started. First up, aliens. As we've already stated in the past two videos, the DC Universe is rife with alien worlds and inhabitants, and many of these aliens turn out to be both heroes and villains. Being an alien with a completely different genetic makeup often affords these characters crazy powers that to us would seem impossible. Such an example of this would be the Martian Manhunter, aka J'onn J'onzz. Being from Mars, his genetic makeup allows him to fly, shapeshift, become invisible, phase through solid objects, see through solid objects, use telepathy, telekinesis, have super strength, and project beams of energy through his eyes. Man, that's a mouthful. Now Superman, aka Clark Kent, also seems to have most of the same abilities, what with his flight, super strength, X-ray vision, and laser beam eyes. And on top of that, he's also got freeze breath. Plus, he's also an alien. So, does that mean he and Martian Manhunter have the exact same abilities? Well, yes and no. Part of the problem is that Superman's abilities have changed many times over the years, along with the explanation for him having them. But here we're just going to focus on the most popular theory. Looking at Superman and his abilities, is often said that the only reason Superman has these abilities is because he is on Earth. His home planet Krypton orbited a red sun and had a stronger field of gravity. Supposedly the yellow sun of our solar system acts as a battery, charging many of his abilities, while the lesser force of gravity allows him to fly while on Earth. Now he can also fly in space without protective gear, but once again we'll put that down to his ability to absorb the energy from our yellow sun. Anyway, getting back to the point we're trying to make is that while the aliens' genetic makeup may give them powers, sometimes those powers only manifest because of their environment, such as a Kryptonian living in a solar system with a yellow sun. Now, some of these alien races seem to be overpowered, and to use a bit of gamer speak, broken. And in many situations this is true. Now, you'd think that this would mean that their adventures would be boring. Sure, they have these awesome powers, but where's the danger, the excitement? If there is not a chance for our hero losing, what's the point in reading the story? The stakes need to be high, and our heroes need to have vulnerabilities. So while these aliens have amazing abilities, they also have some crippling weaknesses. These include J'onn's weakness to fire and Superman's weakness to kryptonite that keep them from being gods. Other examples of heroes and villains that derive their power from their alien bloodline include Starfire, a Tamaranian, Lobo, a Sarnian, Chameleon Boy, a Durlan, and the Wonder Twins, Zan and Jaina, who are Exorans. Obviously, there are other alien races in the DC Universe, but we'll get to them in later episodes as they come up. In our next section, we'll look at the various ways humans can make themselves into superheroes and villains by employing strict physical training, calculating intellect, and adaptive technology.